What's up, everyone? I'm still City Dahmer, and welcome to Terror Reels Episode 2. I know what you're thinking. This is the first episode uploaded to this channel. How is it Episode 2? Well, the first episode was premiered on Carnival Spirits. There's a link to the episode in the description. Go ahead and check it out. Anyways, I will be reviewing Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Holy shit. So sit back and enjoy. We open the movie with one of the best songs in movie history, Killer Klowns by the Dickies. Killer Klowns continues to play as we pan around the town of Crescent Cove, watching people doing typical townspeople things. We see Mike Tobacco, played by Grant Kramer, and Debbie Stone, played by Susan Snyder, laying together on a raft in the back of an SUV. Rafts aren't that comfortable, but whatever. Mike goes on about his best friends, the Terenzi brothers, played by Peter Licassi and Michael Siegel. After a quick smooch, the couple looks up just in time to see a bright ball of fire flying through the air. Christopher Titus, Debbie, and Mike are fucking stoked on what they just saw. And who wouldn't be? I know I would. We cut to Farmer Gene Green, played by Royal Dano, and his dog excited as fuck after seeing what Gene thinks is Halley's Comet landing in his backyard. They go off to investigate, and it's not an actual comet, but it's a fucking circus tent. They go to investigate the tent, and you think he'd realize something isn't right about his shadow, but fuck it, I love this effect.
How are we supposed to get in and see the show?
The dog does some investigating of its own, but these clowns better leave that puppers alone. God damn it, fuck you clowns. This pisses Gene off and he tries to fight the space tent himself. As you can imagine, this doesn't work out well. As he tries to tear down the tent, he's met with 1.21 gigawatts and gets knocked on his ass. We meet the first clown of the movie, Jumbo, and he shoots the fuck out of this farmer. And Debbie had the same idea and wanted to go find where this space tent landed. They have to park out the gate and continue on foot. After a few minutes of walking, they find it. You'd think they'd be able to see the lights from the car, but whatever. I will say so far this is a pretty ideal date. Like anybody else would. They go inside the space tent and immediately start saying dumb shit.
What kind of circus is this?
This is that new wave European Circus Fantastique. It looks like it was decorated by Clowns R Us.
After walking around the ship like they own the place, they walk into a room that houses the biggest version of the plasma party ball from Spencer Gifts I've ever seen. Thinking it's going to explode, get the fuck out of there. Almost getting caught by space clowns, they dip into another room that would make any fat kid cream his pants, me included.
Look at this place. Smells like candy.
Mike loves the cotton candy room, but Debbie isn't having it and knows something's wrong here. Mike goes to show Debbie that everything is fine and goes to grab a fistful of cotton candy only to reel a fucking face.
Look.
Before they could process what the fuck they just saw, Rudy comes in with another cotton candy cocoon. As Rudy does some popcorn science, Debbie drops something and blows her fucking hiding spot. As the couple runs away, Rudy grabs the most expensive prop in this movie and goes human hunting. Rudy bucks off some shots of popcorn at the stars. Shots of popcorn. We'll talk about that later in the movie. Debbie and Mike manage to escape the space tent covered in popcorn. Rudy and Spike look around but can't find the intruders, so Spike pulls out a balloon and starts making a balloon fucking dog. They use that dog to try to send out our stars. Mike sees the clowns coming in his rearview and backs his car into them and tries to escape. As he pulls away, he hits another clown, and then they finally escape. Seeing their friends get hit by a car pisses them off, so they form a killer clown posse and begin chase to wreak havoc on Crescent Cove. Mike and Debbie come crashing into the police station to tell the fuzz about the alien clowns.
Killer Klowns from outer space. Holy shit.
Mooney isn't impressed. He believes it's all bullshit that the goddamn Terenzi brothers are trying to pull. As Mike, Debbie, and Dave leave the station, Mooney leaves us with a little bit of foreshadowing.
Go ahead, Dave. Make a dummy out of yourself. But you're not gonna make a dummy out of me.
We cut back to some nerdy fuck watching a random pop-up puppet show. Slim bursts out of the puppet hut and shoots a kid into a fucking cotton candy cocoon. The clowns that came into town decided they wanted to be dickheads and gather a few more bodies in their cotton candy cocoons. Debbie, Mike, and Dave pull up to Debbie's house. Mike walks Debbie to her door like a fucking gentleman, and Debbie pulls Mike in for a kiss, and this pisses Dave off. He's super jealous. Mike hops back in the cop car, and Dave and Mike go off to try to find the tent, but of course...
It was right there where that hole is.
So you're saying that hole is where the tent was? The tent made that hole, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, it was there.
We cut back to a bunch of bikers doing hood rat biker things. Shorty comes riding up on his bitchin' trike through the shady alley fog. All the bikers think Shorty's just some basic fuck, while they laugh at him. One asshole even goes in and decides to mess with Shorty and totally thrashes his bike. Shorty don't play that, as he leaps into the air and returns with boxing gloves. Everybody has a good laugh until...
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?
Mike and Dave driving to the makeout spot to do a little bit more investigating. Dave looks around the area until he spots a peculiar looking car. He opens the car door to find it completely filled with cotton candy and a pair of glasses. This makes Dave believe Mike's alien killer clown story, and he takes the cuffs off Mike. We cut back over to Mooney, still not believing anything about alien clowns no matter how many calls he gets.
Police station, Mooney speaking. Wait a minute. Calm down, I can't understand you. What? Clowns, huh? And now they're at your front door, huh?
He decides fuck all this and grabs a hidden bottle of booze and pours himself a shot before receiving more calls about killer clowns being dicks all over town. He still doesn't believe, and he still doesn't give a shit. Some guy is driving down the highway minding his own business until he notices Slim following him. As Slim pulls up next to him, he notices Slim isn't driving shit except for handlebars and headlights. Slim begins ramming this dude's car before getting him real good and ramming his car off the road, causing it to burst into flames. We come back to Debbie getting undressed and getting ready to hop in the shower. Remember that popcorn we talked about earlier? Well, there's some more. It's moving! We cut back to the Big Top Burger joint where Jumbo puts some popcorn in the dumpster. Shortly after, a Big Top employee comes out to put some garbage in the dumpster. But the dumpster fucking eats him. Why, popcorn? Why? We cut back to a crowded bus stop. Slim appears, and he's going to entertain these folks for my favorite kill of the entire movie. Who doesn't love a good puppet show? If you don't, you obviously have never seen one like Slim's before. He does a bunny rabbit. An elephant. Fucking George Washington crossing the goddamn Delaware River. A sexy dancing lady. And a Tyrannosaurus Rex with red fucking eyes that will eat you. Ah! The people that the T-Rex ate gets put into a bag of popcorn. Dave and Mike watched all this unfold. Mike mashes on the gas from the passenger seat and tries to run over Slim. Nah, fam, you can't kill an alien killer clown. Dave calls in this sighting to Mooney, and guess what? Mooney still doesn't believe him. Come on, Mooney, what the fuck?
There are clowns, and they are killing people. Over.
Okay, let me get this straight. You say there are clowns, and you've seen him. Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you!
No, Mooney. Fuck you. Anyways, we come back to the Terenzi brothers chasing after their runaway ice cream truck. Mike sees them and chases after him. He catches up with them and explains everything that's going on in their town. He asks if they'll drive him to Debbie's. They will, only if...
Does she have any roommates?
Yes, she's got two. She's got two beautiful roommates with big boobs.
What are we waiting for?
Mooney finally sees a killer clown as Jumbo walks into the station. He's pretty stoked about this, but he's still going to talk some shit. Jumbo tries to make a peace offering to Mooney with some flowers. Psych, it's a classic squirt alien jizz in your face prank. This pisses off Mooney, and he goes to arrest Jumbo, but come on.
Alright, Buster. God.
Ha! Good old Jumbo. Mooney talks Jumbo into getting into the jail cell before Jumbo takes Mooney out. Dave gets back in the station to try to find Mooney, but only to find oversized clown shoe prints. He follows them to a door to only find more clown tracks. He says, what the hell, and follows the clown tracks to find another room with tracks all over the place. This leads him to a jail cell where he finds more cotton candy cocoons. He says fuck this and gets out of there, only to find Jumbo using his chief as a big old dummy.
Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill you.
That's so awesome. Jumbo goes to attack Dave, but Dave starts shooting at Jumbo. I guess Dave doesn't know that wicked clowns will never die. Oh shit. Anyways, Dave calls in heavies for backup. We cut to a super sweet alien killer clown parade. They use this parade to wrap more people up in cotton candy and vacuum them up for future use. Remember the popcorn that fell off Debbie's clothes? Well, the popcorn turned into killer clown babies. That's right, the killer clown popcorn is killer clown eggs that hatches into killer clown babies. Debbie falls down the stairs trying to escape. She hears Mike at the door, but joke's on her, it's really Slim. She tries to escape out the window, but nope, more clowns. Slim grips her up, and instead of wrapping her up in cotton candy, he captures her in a big-ass balloon. The gang pulls up as the clowns take away Debbie. They begin chase and fly past Dave as he's sitting in his cop car and a high-speed chase begins. They chase after each other for a little bit before Mike, passenger seat, drives again and jams on the brake, having Dave hit them from behind. Since Dave's cop car is fucked, he hops in the ice cream truck and heads off to the carnival. We cut over to a security guard trying to eat his sandwich as a clown posse pulls up and piles out of their little clown car. The guard notices they all have pies in their hand and then proceeds to ask the dumbest question you're going to ask in this situation.
What are you going to do with those pies, boys?
After Shorty puts a cherry on top of the gut-filled pie pile, the gang finds their way into the space tent. They go through a room that looks like a low-rate, in-house version of Lord of the Rings, before entering the next room.
Ooh, scary.
Before entering the next room, the Terenzi brothers fall through the floor into a fucking ball pit. Mike and David notice, but they don't really give a shit and keep moving forward. The ice cream brothers are met by two sexy alien killer clowns. And like always, they only have one thing on their mind.
Are you Debbie's roommates?
Mike and Dave make their way through the space tent and eventually make it to the cotton candy room. After dipping and dodging through cotton candy cocoons, Chubby enters and they run off to hide. They watch as Chubby finds just the right cocoon. What the fuck? This scares the fuck out of Mike, as it should. Quickly after, they spot Debbie and her balloon ball. Mike punches the balloon a few times, but it takes Dave to shoot it to free Debbie. More clowns show up and the gang runs to another room where more clowns are trying to get him. Dave takes care of business this time. The gang slips into another room, and just when they thought they were safe, a group of clowns bust in. And another, and another, and another. And hey look, more clowns. The Terenzi brothers burst through the wall and use the loudspeaker to act like the Killer Clown leader.
Stop! Leave them alone! Do what I say or else!
As the clowns are all in shock, everyone runs to the ice cream truck to escape, but of course it doesn't fucking work. All of a sudden, the real leader, Joe the Clownzilla, comes down from the ceiling with all the strings galore. The brothers begin to make a distraction so everyone can escape. Jogo goes over to the ice cream truck and just starts beating the ever-living shit out of the truck. Beating it like it owed him money. Eventually, Jojo just chucks the fucking truck. Dave pushes Debbie and Mike to get out while he stays back and tries to be a hero. As Mike and Debbie escape, the ship begins liftoff. Jojo grabs Dave and it's not looking good for him as the tent starts to spin faster and as the fuzz get there. The tent spins faster and faster as it begins to lift off. Mike takes his badge and stabs Clownzilla in the nose, causing him to freak out and then causing him and the space tent to blow up like the grand finale of the 4th of July. The ice cream truck gets spat out of the tent and falls to the ground. Dave, Rick, and Paul somehow survive this huge explosion.
We hid in the freezer with the ice cream.
Yeah.
That's not the last thing to fall from the sky, though. As they all have a moment together, they all look up and... Well, that was Killer Klowns from Outer Space, directed by Stephen Chiodo, and released to the masses on May 27th, 1988. What I liked about this movie is how it blends horror and comedy almost perfectly. The whole movie has the charm of a comedy movie, while the characters are still living in a horror movie. It amazes me that this movie hasn't had a remake or a reboot yet. There has been some speculation that the Chiodo brothers said there would be a sequel called Return of the Killer Klowns from Outer Space in 3D. That's something I'll believe when I see it. There were even rumors that the Sci-Fi Channel was going to pick it up for a TV show. With the movie being 31 years old, it still holds up. The kills will always deliver, and the practical effects will always look good. The movie was very tongue-in-cheek for the 80s and will always represent how good silly 80s horror movies were. An old movie that can still be appreciated by new horror lovers of today. In my opinion, this might be one of the best B-rated horror movies to ever hit the big screen. It's definitely a good fit for any type of movie collection. I give this 5 out of 5 gut buckets. I hope you enjoyed the review. Stay tuned for episode 3, where I will be reviewing Idle Hands.